Awesome, guys. It's 11:01. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set this so everybody can join. I don't have to admit them in there. But we are going to talk about online presence today. Okay. And then I have, like I was saying, an audit checklist that we can go through. I'll pull up. Trisha, I might use you an example or someone in here. I'll try to Google. Now, you're going to hear me talk a lot about geographic location and why it's so important. So it might be hard because I'm based out of Phoenix. You guys are going to see something slightly different when you Google yourself than when I Google you, because when I was saying about Google pretty much owns us, it's really about geographic location. It really, so much of that is weighed in searches and in the algorithm and all that stuff. So, there's a lot that can go into that, but we're going to go ahead and jump in. If you haven't been on one of these trainings, my name is Justin Taylor. I'm the creator behind EOG University. I partnered with them. We have a sister company in Arizona and Nevada called Rock Title. So I do a lot of different trainings for our brands of companies, but we do trainings every single week. You can always go to eoguniversity.com, eoguniversity.com, and come out here real quick. Right there, if you scroll down, training schedule, and you'll be able to see all of the trainings that we have coming up. So next week, we got drive more traffic to your listings with digital marketing, Canva tips and tricks. Canva is always a huge topic. There's a lot to do with the net platform. And then we have a Google Business Profile Masterclass at the end of the month, which is a huge one. So you can always go there and click on them and then register today to save your spot. Now, all these are recorded. So, and will be posted under the VIP experience. You just click on VIP experience and then create a login. You'll be able to go in and see all of our previous trainings that we've done as well. So that's eoguniversity.com. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our training deck here. We'll talk about some stuff. I'll pull up and we'll Google a little bit to show you guys some examples. But we are going to jump in here. And of course, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself or comment box, and I will answer those as we go. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because if you have a question, most likely it's going to help another agent on the call as well. So why your online presence is critical, right, in 2023. So it's imperative that you put your best foot forward and optimize all aspects of your online messaging about yourself and your business. Now, when I talk about messaging, I mean branding. Your marketing, your branding, you want to make sure that it's cohesive across all of these platforms that we're talking about today, because ultimately what will happen when somebody goes in and does a search on Google, there's a whole algorithm behind it, how you can rank higher. However, the main thing is Google will go through and comb the internet from all these websites. And if it can link up your phone numbers on websites, emails, your names, bios and all that good stuff, if it can go through and pinpoint those together, they know that you're a legit business and they will rank you higher in that search. So that's why it's important. Even things like your photo being consistent and the same across all platforms. Not necessarily for the algorithm, but for the consumer that may be choosing to work with you can recognize you right away, right? Unless you're a celebrity real estate agent, you're on one of the $1 million listing shows and you can kind of play around with your branding and be a little bit different. You really should be consistent across all boards until you are the face that they know and recognize, okay? So Google reports that 97% of consumers perform internet searches for a local business or service before making a decision. Okay, think about it. 97% is basically everyone, right? It's a lot. But think about it. When you go to search for a business or you go to look up a product or something, where do you guys go? You go to Google, right? You're going to Google it first. If you're looking up a chiropractor, a new doctor, a dentist, or whatever it is, we go and look them up on the internet. We look at reviews, we look at photos, we look at their website. Does everything look good? Does it look like a legit business? Okay, so it's super, super important. You'll always have to be in the consumer's perspective and kind of mindset, because we're all consumers, we all do research, and it is super critical that your online presence is on point so that you can rank higher can show up in searches, but also so it looks good so that the consumer can make that decision to actually pick up the phone and call you. An effective online presence supports your brand to attract your local targeted market. Okay, so on the right-hand side here, you see my Google business profile. And the reason why I talk about local a lot and geographic location is because it is so heavily weighted in algorithms, especially when it comes to Google. So at the end of the month, we have a Google business page or profile masterclass, which is this here, right? That you see on the right-hand side. That's a Google business profile. Hopefully, most of you already have one. If not, definitely join the training at the end of the month. But these profiles in Google Maps are so heavily weighted on location that you want to make sure that you're optimizing your online presence to include location. Okay, it's super targeted. Now, when I Google realtor near me, you're not going to come up, right? Because you're in a different state. But also, I'm in Gilbert currently, and if I put realtor near me, someone that's in Phoenix or Scottsdale most likely is not going to show up. It's going to be based on that location. And just a side note, something in the masterclass that we talk about is, you know how there's usually an address, right? You have an address that you would put in here. However, I do not recommend that. It's not recommended. Instead of the address, service areas are highly recommended. And the reason is because an address is very specific to an area, Gilbert, right? So let's say up here I had the Gilbert brokerage address. And I didn't have service areas. So anytime someone in Gilbert puts realtor near me or sell my house near me or something like that, and I may pop up in Gilbert, but if someone's in Mesa or surrounding area, Google will most likely not show that because I have that address on it specifically. You want to change that so that it's not an address and so that you have a what's called service areas. And those service areas can be virtually unlimited. I could put Gilbert, Chandler, and I know those are AZ, but in there you could put Laguna, Costa Mesa, like all these different areas that you may want to sell in, so that if somebody's in that area or searching in the area, you can show up in that ranking. Just a side note there. So maximum optimization is achieved when you have the same data across many different platforms. So you should be setting up your company profile on as many different platforms as possible, right? That you can manage. We were talking about earlier. It's all overwhelming. I get it. Be sure to clean up in any old accounts that may be online. Search for yourself or your business to make sure you did not miss any old accounts or information that you were not aware of. So one of the biggest things that are missed is realtor.com profile, right? Zillow, of course, most of us are on Zillow. Of course, you want to make sure it's updated, but there's certain real estate or realtor profiles that we just never log in or update. Realtor.com is probably the most common one that I see. So if I Google you, is your photo going to be on the realtor.com, right? Is your bio going to be updated? Are your transactions updated? Are there reviews? Okay, try not to leave any of these online profiles blank. If there's something to fill out, fill it out, right? You want to make sure it's as 100% as possible. Now, if you haven't logged into your Zillow or you haven't gotten a Zillow review in 6 months, make it a point to at least get one so it's fresh. Old static accounts make you look inactive, which then makes the consumer think that maybe you're just part-time, maybe you're not in the business anymore, right? Activity is important. And I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but that's why we have to time block. Time blocking is critical in this business. So when you talk about online presence and doing an audit, I'm talking about this should be once a quarter, ideally, right? You should set time aside once a quarter, take an hour or two, go through your online presence, make sure everything is good. Is there new accolades? Is there new stats that you should update to your bio? Maybe you got new photos. Maybe a website changed, something like that, right? So once a quarter, I would empower you guys to go through and time block to go through and check out your online presence. So start by Googling yourself, right? Google. Before we said, what did we say? We don't know something or we need to find something or locate something, just Google it. Okay, so when you Google yourself, what links show up? What is the state of that link and when I click it? Are there relevant bios, headshots, links, contact info, etc.? So I know Allison had posted, hey Allison, had posted the graphic for this training, and she put in there about any dead links. That's critical, right? So when I talk about these websites and different platforms, is there a website or a domain name or a link that used to work and doesn't work anymore? Or maybe you changed it. So now when somebody clicks on it, it doesn't go anywhere. Again, not a great experience. And it makes you look like maybe you're part-time or just inactive. When in reality, people don't understand how much work it takes to be in this business, right? It takes a lot of work. But again, that's why time blocking is important. So links are critical when we talk about data and contact information on all these platforms. Okay, so whether it's your Google business profile, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Zillow, your realtor.com, if you're on Yelp, right? You want to make sure the link and website information is consistent across the board. Bio, consistent across the board. Photos, consistent. Phone numbers, consistent. Okay, it's important because again, when someone searches, Google combs through all this data and tries to link it. So if your phone number on your Google business profile is different than your Yelp, it starts to think, well, maybe this isn't the same person. Maybe this isn't the same business. Same with bios. It will comb through and try to match up bios. Okay. If bios are different, it may say this may not be the same person. So you want to make sure that you go through, and this is very consistent. Yes, Allison, another one is brokerages, right? If you change brokerage, our logos, actually, I just this morning was on LinkedIn and saw an agent that I work with here, and it still shows that she's at her previous brokerage. So I took a screenshot and sent her a text real quick saying, hey, I mean, above and beyond SEO and online presence, right? Legal. We want to make sure that we stay compliant, which is super important. So you want to make sure that anytime you change a brokerage, that is updated as well. Okay, whether it's logos or just the name, you want to make sure that's updated. So biggest piece here that I can, at least on this slide, is make sure that you are keeping data and contact information consistent across all platforms that you are on. Okay. So these, in my opinion, and a lot of experts in the business would agree that these would be the platforms that you should be 100% accurate based on users that are on it and just our industry in general. So social networks, you want to make sure that your Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram are 100% accurate, right? Meaning contact information, your business name, you know, LinkedIn is updated, your Instagram, all that stuff. You want to make sure these social networks should be priority out of all of them, right? Maybe you do Twitter or TikTok, all these other things, which are good, but these four would be the most important. Now, LinkedIn is, in my opinion, one of the most underutilized platforms in our business. LinkedIn is a huge referral tool. So you can connect with agents in other markets, whether it's your brokerage or a different brokerage, and keep them updated so that you can increase your referrals so that they know when they have a buyer, oh, someone's looking to move to SoCal or wherever the location may be, they remember, oh, I have this agent, right? Allison, Don, Maria, someone there they can connect them to. So if you're not leveraging LinkedIn, definitely make sure that you are posting content there as well. And think of it as a referral network. The other thing for social networks is Facebook. Okay, this comes up a lot. Facebook personal page, Facebook business page, right? Which one do I use? Do I need both? You technically should use both, right? You should have both. But also you want to make sure that on your personal page, your contact information is up to date there too, right? Where do you work? You're a realtor with ABC Brokerage, right? You want to make sure that all that information is on there too. Now, I personally use my personal Facebook the majority of the time for both business and personal. Now, when I say personal, I don't mean it's like dramas going on there or anything like that. But your personal will always get more engagement than your business page. However, business page is critical because then it establishes you as a business. It makes it legit. Consumers can go there and check it out. If they're on Facebook, you can leverage it for Facebook ads. right? So we talked about that, I think last week or the week before. Facebook ads are a huge piece of a marketing tool, but just know that your Facebook personal page will always get more engagement. So don't feel you're not alone. Don't feel like you're doing something wrong on your business page necessarily. It's just how it works. Also, business listings. Okay, so Google Business Profile would be priority. If you don't have one, highly recommend you do it. It's free. It's absolutely free. Okay, so definitely recommend you doing that. Yelp business listings are super popular in our industry as well. They're great. And then your Facebook business page, like we were just talking about. Again, you want to make sure that your information is consistent across the board. So when I tell you guys you should set an hour or two aside this week, right? We're still in Q1. We're getting to the end of Q1, but we're in Q1 still. So set an hour or two aside for this quarter. Go through your online presence audit. And these are the platforms that you should take a look at first. Agent directories, this means that it's specific to our industry. So we have Zillow, okay, Realtor.com and Trulia. Again, Realtor.com and Trulia are platforms that we're on that we don't necessarily log into all the time or use. So a lot of times I see those being blank, yet they get a lot of traffic. They get a lot of SEO push. So you want to make sure that you are leveraging those. The worst is a client or a potential client clicking on one of these profiles and it be empty or it hasn't been updated in the last 6 months, a year, and it just looks stale and stagnant. Maria said, can you please tell me where do I find these recordings? It's going to be eoguniversity.com, eoguniversity.com under the VIP access, and it will be uploaded there later today. Yep, so many outdated profiles on Realtor.com, and they always check them there. They do. Realtor.com is a heavily trafficked website. Millions and millions and millions of organic traffic every single month, and you should be leveraging them. Something I didn't put on here, but I need to add because I just another training I was doing this morning is your brokerage directory. So a lot of times brokerages on there will have an agent search or find an agent in your area. You want to make sure that's completed as well. You don't know how many times I go there and I see agents profiles blank. Okay, so no matter what brand you're with, is it KW, Remax, Realty One Group, whatever brokerage it is, right? They have an enormous amount of SEO, and you should be leveraging those directories as well. So you should make sure you go in and fill that out. Awesome, guys. And then Zillow, of course, you just want to make sure it's updated. I personally, when we talk about reviews, I would tell you to go to Google and get your reviews on your Google business profile. However, we can't leave Zillow and Facebook out of the equation when it comes to reviews. So if your Zillow hasn't had a new review in the last 6 months or a year, I really would say 6 months, I would go in and at least request one, and then you can continue requesting more on Google. The only reason is one, you want to show that you're still active, things are happening. Same for Facebook. You got to play the game a little bit. So one client maybe you have on your Google business profile, the next one your Zillow, then Facebook, you kind of go through. And maybe if it's a really super awesome client, they will leave a review on a couple of them. But don't neglect the reviews on these platforms as possible. Remember, we're a star associated society, right? Thanks to Amazon, we base a lot of things off stars. Think about it. If you look up a lawyer or a dentist or a doctor or an accountant in Google and you see that they have a Google business profile and no reviews, it kind of hinders your decision on whether you're going to pick up the phone or reach out to them. Now, if they have, 25-star reviews or 35-star reviews or whatever it is, right? It looks active. It looks like they're going. They're an active business. So you want to make sure that you're not neglecting those. Talk about your website real quick. So your website is your digital business card. No matter what website platform you use, there's so many out there. Having a concise and professional website is critical in today's environment. Okay, it doesn't have to be the most extravagant website. Okay, people want to be able to search for homes. They want it to be a good experience, clean, and then of course additional information on your websites like things about the community, the schools, right? You can kind of build that out over time is important, but you want to make sure that your website is updated, right? That is kind of the mothership of your business and in your digital world is your websites. If you don't have a website, highly recommend you get one. There's a lot of inexpensive ones out there that look very nice and that you can customize. But really, you want to make sure that all your contact information, your bio, all that kind of stuff, reviews on your website are consistent. Ensure that you have an updated headshot, professional bio, verify that your social media accounts are linked so people can access them easily and that your contact information is readily accessible. Linking your social media accounts again helps Google in terms of combing. So they go through and they can say, look at your website. Yep, this is for sure that business. And then they literally within seconds, all milliseconds, this all happens. They can pull additional links and link things together and it just ranks you higher. So if there's a place to put information, make sure you fill it out completely. All right, let's talk about your Facebook a little bit more. So agents often ask whether they should have a personal page or a business page. We talked about this a little bit. And the answer is you need both, right? The best agents, in my opinion, blend the two so that there's a natural overlap. Meaning that maybe you post some things on your business page, but the majority of it goes on your personal page, right? You just want to make sure that your business page is complete and updated as possible. You have a header image, your headshots on there, bios on there, times that you're in office or working or available, right? Because we all put 24/7. Doesn't have to be, even though it feels like it. And then you can have posts go there every so often. But I really leverage Facebook business pages for the ads portion of it. Okay, there's a lot of power in that. But you can blend the two. Maybe you post something on your business page and then you're sharing that to your personal. Okay, so you can always do that as well. Post on your business page and then share that to your personal. I still guarantee your personal page, even with the share, is going to get more engagement. Want to add your brokerage as your workplace, your company website. This is all on your personal page. So you want to add your brokerage as your workplace, right? Realtor at whatever it is, put the dates in. You want to make sure your company website's on there, right? Your real estate website. Your headshot is on your personal page. Doesn't necessarily have to be your headshot. You can, have a family photo if you wanted to. That always helps decision making too. Fill in all the questions about your education, where you grew up, schools you attended, places you've worked. These are key because there are so many times that I hear agents talk about, oh yeah, this person connected with me, or we ended up going to the same school, or went to the same college, or we're in the same industry, and it's something like that that you can connect with. That also happens a lot on LinkedIn, right? Heavily weighted on career, and you can connect that way. Oh, you both went to this school, or whatever it is. These are additional ways for people to find common connections, right? So note too that it's okay to share your business page information on your personal page, but don't let the professional dominate the personal. Kind of that 80-20% rule. So 80% is just the day in the life of Don, right? You're just an agent and you're out putting a lockbox on a house, you're trying a new restaurant, or you're picking up coffee in between appointments, or you're previewing a home. And then 20% of the time it's, hey, buy or sell with me. Hey, get a property valuation. Hey, here's market stats. Here's this data in that sense. The trend for 2023 and going forward is to be much more personal. You can be much more personal and professional at the same time. It doesn't have to be so stiff. So I'm afraid to post that I'm, dropping my kids off at school, or I'm out hiking, or anything like that. People want to be able to connect with you. They're curious. They want to know more about your life. Doesn't always have to be buy or sell with me. Hey, I just had a closing, right? Doesn't have to be about that. Maybe you're creating video and you're waiting for the kids at school, or you're waiting in between appointments, and you're saying, hey, I'm just waiting to pick up the kids from school, but I wanted to talk to you about this new report that came out, or I just wanted to remind you why it's important to get a home warranty when you have a listing. Right? It's just something quick like that, but you're including your personal life as well. All right, Facebook continued. For the Facebook business page, update your headshot and include all relevant contact information. Include a cover photo and company branding and personal bio in your about section. Again, you want to make sure compliant. So whatever's compliant to your Department of Real Estate or your state, you want to make sure you stay compliant with that. Fill out every blank that Facebook provides you for your profile, because that information will help you drive more organic traffic to your page. You can share testimonial graphics here as well as blog posts from your website, and you should invite your friends and family to follow this page. Now, the other thing with business pages is you can invite everyone that you are friends with on Facebook, and not everybody is going to follow or like your page, and that's okay. Okay, the growth there may be slower if it's going to be organic, and that's all right. And that's why I personally choose, and I know a lot of agents have found success in this that I've coached, is mainly posting on my personal page because I know people are going to see it. Okay. Let's talk about Instagram. So your Instagram profile, begin with a creator account instead of a personal account. Okay. Now, before I go forward, just like your Facebook personal page and business page, you don't need two different Instagrams. I would blend the two together. Okay. In your bio, it says who you are. You can have little emojis in there. Maybe you're a dog parent or married or whatever it is. You can add stuff in there. You're a realtor in Laguna, right? You want to make sure you add those in there. But you don't have to have two separate ones. So it's always a good idea to do a creator account or a business account so that you have the analytics part of it. Okay, that's basically allows you to do a couple different things, but analytics is important. You can see who your audience is, be able to target them, but you can blend the two together. You do not have to have two separate ones. Which will allow you to, the creator account will allow you to select an industry and access insights related to the content on your page. So with the creator account, you can add what industry you're in. Real estate is one of those options. That helps in SEO. That helps when someone tries to search for you, right? Real estate in whatever location, and it will come through and show you in that ranking. Creator account also gives you access to music and additional editing options. So I know we all love posting on social media. It's so easy. Not really. I know it's very time consuming, but you can have additional editing options and things like that in there. So your bio page for your Instagram is a snapshot resume, and people make very quick decisions on whether they decide to follow you or not. An updated headshot is a must. Clean professional photos with a smiling face are always helpful. And the bio portion needs to highlight who you are and why they should follow you. Now, they have a certain amount of characters that you have to meet, right? That's in the Instagram bio. So again, it's important that maybe in the first portion of it, you put realtor in location. I cannot emphasize enough that anything you guys do online, geographic location is critical, super, super important. So all your profiles, no matter where it is, on your website, you can put your location as much as possible. On your Instagram profile, you want to make sure that your location is in your bio as well. For example, it could look something like this. So your city realtor, so for me, Phoenix realtor, maybe it's Laguna realtor, Costa Mesa realtor, specializing in helping whoever you help, specializing in helping homeowners sell for top dollar, helping new home buyers, helping first-time home buyers. Any accolades, maybe you're top agent, you were ranked in the top 1%, 10%, whatever it is. I've helped 200 families, I've helped 100 families, 50 families. Follow for tips on, right? Follow for local tips or local restaurants or local everything, right? So follow for tips on everything Phoenix real estate. Instagram used to only allow one link, but they are testing multiple links now with some users. I think this has been rolled out completely for everyone now. So remember, we used to have a link tree. I still use link tree for my trainings in real estate, just because I like the way that it works. It's clean, and I can use it on that link on other platforms as well. But you can have multiple links on Instagram. So maybe the first one is your website. Maybe the next link is directly to a property valuation form. Okay, so you can have multiple websites in there if you wanted to. Otherwise, if you're using Linktree or haven't used Linktree, highly recommend looking into it. There is a free version, but if you want to customize that stuff, it's like $6 a month, where you can have multiple links in one link, basically. But this is an example of what your bio could look like on Instagram. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that you guys, I'll share this deck with Allison and the team, and they can send it out to you guys as well. LinkedIn. So think of LinkedIn as another professional Facebook and start by emulating what you're doing there. So you can kind of emulate what you're doing on your Facebook. Want to update your headshot, of course, add your brokerage as your workplace, add your previous work experience as well. Again, you may connect with somebody that you worked with at a previous place, but different location. Add your bio that explains your focus and experience to increase your credibility. Finally, you can add a branded cover photo to your profile, right? The header photo, just like on Facebook, you can add a cover photo there as well. LinkedIn is a great place to connect with other agents and your professional clients. LinkedIn shifted to a more content-driven site over the past few years, right? We always just think about, oh, it's just to find a job. No, it's to prospect and find leads as well. Connect with other professionals, other agents for your increase your referral network, right? The best check in this business is a referral. LinkedIn shifted to more content-driven site over the past few years, creating an opportunity for agents to post consistent content to build an audience. Okay, so think about, like for me here in Phoenix, I always market and create content for those who are moving here from California, Washington, Colorado, Illinois, parts of Canada, right? So those are the agents that I connect with on there. I keep them updated on what's happening in the market here, why it's a smart idea to invest in real estate here, right? Maybe you don't want to buy or sell, but maybe it's a great place to have an Airbnb. Maybe it's a great place to have an investment property, long-term rental, right? So you're keeping them up to date. So now you're top of mind there. Check the chat box here. Allison, even if clients don't engage with you on LinkedIn, they will look at your profile to see if you have credibility. Endorsements there are good too. Yes, absolutely. Again, LinkedIn has been around for a long, long time. When you start Googling yourself, when you sit down to your audit and you Google yourself, do not be surprised that your LinkedIn profile is the top 3. Okay, it'll probably rank higher than your website, your social media. 9 times out of 10, your LinkedIn profile is on that page 1 when you Google yourself. This is why it's so powerful, and I think that it's the most underutilized because there's so much power behind the platform. It's been online for ages, for a very long time. So the SEO power is enormous. So yes, make sure that if you're not using your LinkedIn or at least updating it, make sure you go in and update that. You can also build your network by sending connection requests to fellow agents in other markets, ideal for staying top of mind for referrals, just like we were talking about, and your coworkers as well as potential customers. You can really be specific in your searches on LinkedIn so you can connect with your ideal clients. So this is kind of a little bit off topic, but a lead gen idea for LinkedIn, and I've done trainings on this in the past, is say I have 230 connections on LinkedIn, right? Not a whole lot. However, that 230 connections links me to hundreds of thousands of potential opportunities. Because my connections, my first connections on there, right, has first, second, and third connections. First connections are people that you're friends with. Second connection is people that are friends with someone mutually. Okay, so Patricia and I are friends for first connection, but Crystal shows up on my search and she shows a second connection because she's friends with Patricia. So I can then connect with Crystal. Okay. And I say that because you can go in and in those 230 connections, I can then go through and have LinkedIn filter based on location, job, tons of different things that you can target them. So if Crystal is in Colorado or California, right, and I'm looking to market to more of those people, I can then connect with Crystal because it came through on those edits. Okay, I know that's kind of a lot, but I want you guys to really think about LinkedIn as a lead gen opportunity, especially for referrals. So articles, blog posts, videos, and visual content work very well to draw organic traffic on LinkedIn. So if you're posting on Facebook or your website, a blog article or something, go ahead and post on your LinkedIn as well. It takes a few extra moments just to go through and put it on there. Your content will perform better if it doesn't draw the user away from the platform. So if you can direct upload a video to LinkedIn, it will always perform better than if you, right? Because these platforms want consumers to stay on them longer. So if you want to post a video, it's better if you upload it directly than just post a YouTube link, right? Because it's going to take them away. But either way, just post, okay? We'll start there. Google Business Profiles. Okay, so at the end of the month, we have a Google Business Profile Masterclass. When someone wants to learn more about you, they typically begin with a Google search. And Google Business Profile allows you to frame the information people will find there. Okay, when you're looking for a new restaurant or you're looking for something, what do? We Google it. But what are we starting to do also? We're YouTubing it. But you want to make sure that your Google Business Profile, one, that you have one, and two, that it's updated. Consistently updated. There's been a lot of enhancements with Google Business Profiles. You can now post there like a blog or like a social network. You can now make posts, which is critical. Okay. And you can, let me see the chat box here. Yes, Maria. So Google, it's still Google Business Profile. However, it's on your mobile device and stuff, you can edit it through Maps. So Google Business Profiles are heavily weighted on Maps. And that's what I'm saying about geographic location. It's so heavily weighted in the algorithm for geographic location that it is a must that you guys add in service areas in your Google Business Profile. In the masterclass, we're going to go into more detail on how to do that. But geographic location is so important. So you want to include your name, of course, your brokerage, your website, your contact information, which you need to verify for Google as an essential step in the process. So if you haven't signed up for a Google Business Profile yet, when you go to sign up for one, it's going to ask you to verify, and most likely they're going to send you a postcard to a mailing address that you put in there. You get that within a few days, has a code on there, you verify that, and then now you are live in a Google Business Profile. You want to make sure you include your hours of operation, reviews, photos, written content, and anything else that helps your audience like and trust you. I almost would put this on the same level as your website, how important this is. I would almost rather have a Google Business Profile than a website. That is how important it is. And it's important to not just have one, but make sure it's updated, that it's optimized, that you're using it correctly, that you're posting on it regularly. Super important. This helps your audience get to know you, like, and trust you. Okay, there's a stat about reviews that 86% of consumers look at online reviews as much as they trust personal referrals. Crazy, right? So they trust reviews just like your friend would say, you have to call Patricia. She's the best agent out there, right? Super important. Your Google Biz profile will be one of the first places people either find you or where they go to check you out. Make sure you include photos, testimonials, and content about the areas you serve. Google My Business is crucial, but I believe a fully optimized page will be even more valuable in the future. Get ahead of the curve and optimize yours today. The other thing I want to talk about are reviews. So when you guys are getting Google reviews or reviews on any platform, doesn't matter which platform it is, Zillow, Facebook, make sure you are replying to those reviews. Again, it shows that you're active. This all has to do with your online digital presence. When you reply to reviews, one, if your client didn't include a location, the reply allows you to add a location in there. So let's say I worked with Patricia, she left me a review, but didn't include location. I can reply, say, Patricia, it was amazing being able to represent you selling your home in Phoenix, Arizona, and then so on. You want to make sure to include that location because those will help you with the algorithm in ranking you higher for local searches when people are looking for an agent in their area. And two, the replies give consumers an additional opportunity to learn more about you. Shows that you're active. Shows that you care about clients. Shows that you take the time to actually reply to that review. So if you guys are getting a review, make sure that you are updating those. Crystal asks, how long does it take for information to upload to Google Business? So you initially enter in all your information. It's going to ask you to verify. 9 times out of 10, they're going to send you a postcard. has a code on it. You get that in a couple of days. Once you enter that code in, within 24 hours, your profile will be live online where you can actually see it or start showing. And then you can go in and make additional edits if you needed to on there. So within a week, you will be up and going for sure. All right, tips that can improve SEO rankings. Let me move this here. So create Google posts on your Google business page. So it has very similarities to social media and allows you to post similar content on there. And you'll be able to, so if you're posting something, you can post graphics, you can post written content, you can post videos in these Google posts, very similar to social media. A Google business page is a page that is verified by Google, and any content there is automatically deemed a relevant source. These third parties are important because they're deemed a relevant resource, right? You can't just go in and change stuff on Google. You can't go in and change reviews. You can update your information, but we as consumers look at Google as the almighty, and we trust that information. Naming convention. This is huge. So using the same name across platforms. Your Facebook business name and your Google business page and your Instagram name have to be the same or, very similar. Patricia sells SoCal, and then you go to Google business page and it's just Patricia real estate, right? The point is you want to make sure that the naming convention is consistent as much as possible across all of these platforms. First and last name is important because that will connect it to your Zillow, your professional profiles, your Zillow, your realtor, all that. Physical address. If you have a physical address on any of these platforms, you want to make sure that it's the same across all platforms. Now, when I talk about Google business page, I would avoid the address on that one and I would just do service areas, okay? Want to make sure you add Facebook buttons, right? There's an opportunity for a call to action on there. So you can have a Facebook button that says learn more, watch more, whatever it is, right? A call to action and posting a featured video. A lot of these platforms allow you to post a video. Maybe it's an introduction. Hey, it's Justin Taylor. I'm a realtor out here in Phoenix. I'm a native to Arizona, been here for a long time. We have amazing hiking. We have, 300 and something days a year of sunshine, right? We talk about a lot of different things. People want to get to know you. Videos are super important. In videos, if you're not creating video content, videos are being ranked higher than written content. So notice that when you Google stuff sometimes, now you're going to start seeing videos show up at the top from YouTube that thinks it's relevant. So if you're not creating video content, I highly recommend you do because they are being ranked in part of SEO. Profile optimizations, right? Your display name we talked about and your username, URL, you want to make sure those are consistent, right? Display name on your Instagram maybe shouldn't be when life gives you lemons, right? Maybe it's something a little bit more relevant. Phoenix real estate or your name / real estate, your name in the state that you're in or city that you're serving, right? Profile images, you want to make sure consistent. Your banner art at the top. Your bio, intro, and story, you want to make sure it's consistent, updated. Categories and tags. Links, again, links are critical. You want to make sure those links are updated. The worst is when somebody goes to try to find more information, they click the link and it doesn't go anywhere. Your business information, okay, your contact info, phone number, reviews. Your reviews, you want to make sure those are updated as well. Again, if it's been 6 months or so, it looks stagnant, maybe you got out of the industry, you want to make sure that those are updated. Crystal, did you hear me before what I said about the information uploaded to Google? I just want to make sure because it was entered in again. So it's gonna take, edits. If you make edits to your business profile after it's been approved and it's live, those can take about 24 hours. Oh, no worries, Crystal. But But yeah, within a week, your business profile will start showing in searches. And then performance. So if you want to just see where you are with your performance, you can use something called Google Search Console. Okay, you can go through and actually start, you can enter in your website, your name, and then they will go through. So you can connect your website. It will show you what keywords are driving traffic to your website, as well as give you insight on damage items on your website that is causing it not to show up in certain searches. And it's a free tool through Google. So you connect your website, you can see what keywords are driving traffic to that website, and just leverage those keywords and start using them more on your website, blogs, and just add more in there. But it will also show you what is negatively impacting your SEO and searches, what keywords those are, and you can go through and remove those. Okay, so a great tool. All you have to do is Google Search Console. You see this website here, and you can enter in your website to update that. A lot of information. Any questions so far? We've got a couple minutes left. I'm going to show you guys the audit, and I'm going to paste that link in here. There's the audit. I've updated some of it. I know, Allison, you have the other one. I've kind of rebranded it for you guys as well. It's a lot in there, but we're going to talk about this here right now. But I want to paste in this URL, and hopefully that will open. Yes. So you guys can take that and use it. Allison, I'll make sure that you guys get this as well, so you can share it with all the agents in the team. But this is just a 4-page, basically a checklist. Again, I highly recommend, right? Can we commit to an hour this week or 2 hours this week for Q1, go through, do your online presence audit, and be able to take a look there. So first one, a lot of stuff that we've talked about today goes over, you know, links on your website, designations, all that good stuff. Certain things that you really need to look at for your website, business listings that are important. The bolded items are the ones that need to be #1 priority. Same with social media, #1 priority. Again, YouTube. Can't emphasize video enough. Profile optimizations, things that you should be looking at, right? You can go through and start doing check boxes and making sure, you know, after you look at your Instagram, everything is good, cross it off. Facebook, everything's good, cross it off. Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on, right? So you're just going to go through this and use it as a step-by-step guide. Now, real quick, I said I would try to look some of you up. We're talking with Patricia, and I think in the comment box you said, I want to use both. Scrolling up. Carlos and Pat Samuelson. I'm just going to copy this. So first, I'm just going to put your names in here. Look at that, Karma, right? Is this the right one? Realty One Group West. We got a profile, it's looking great. You guys have awesome reviews. I love it. I'd highly recommend going in and adding service areas if you haven't already. That's something that you'd be able to do on the back end. I would add additional photos depending on, you know, if you're updating those every so often. Got our reviews, and this is the beauty of Google Business Profiles, is they will start to pull third-party websites as well. So you see here, they've got their Facebook. They have 8 reviews on their Facebook. People can click on that, takes them to that Facebook page, and they can start searching. That is why links are so important, right? And that's why, to make sure that everything's consistent across the web, because it will start to populate and show consumers additional resources to find more information about it.
Justin?
Yes.
Our Instagram, it's not consistent. It's under Samuelson_Homes. So we have a lot of followers on there. Can I do a name change to that website? What do you recommend? So, because it's different from everything else. Instagram. Oh, there. Anyways, you can see the Instagram down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. So I would do, if this is what you guys are going by, Carlos and Pat Samuelson,
yeah.
I would do, you know, something like Carlos and Pat sell whatever area it is, or I would include your name in that, in the actual name itself, and you can just go in and edit it. Now, just take some time to brainstorm and come up with something, you know, that's not super long, but that's good, because you can only change it every 14 days, I believe. So if you do it and you decide that's not right, it's not going to let you change it again. But I would recommend, yeah, adding your guys' name in here into that handle for sure. Unless, let me see, is your website showing up here? Let's go to your website. Thanks for participating. I know it's always okay, you guys use OneSuite. I love this. So Carlson Pat Real Estate, maybe that's your handle right there. Maybe it just matches that. It's easy to remember. It's easy to remember. Does that make sense though?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot
So
of-
there's a lot. So if I go to realtor.com, right? I mean, you guys are just music to my ears, right? So this is all, you just go in and you want to make sure websites are correct. Everything's looking good, right? You guys are doing awesome,
Thank you.
right? These are all updated. A lot of times this is blank. This is one of the most missed ones. Just like Allison was saying, it's one of the most missed ones. So you want to make sure you go in and that's updated. I'm going to go back here. It's interesting because are you guys on LinkedIn?
Yes, but it's only under my name.
Okay, so that's why, which is fine. That's okay.
And I'm not doing hardly anything there, or I'm hardly not doing anything on YouTube. So we have to really bump
YouTube
those
is
up.
huge. Yeah, video is huge. I would definitely do that. But notice that I would rate you guys overall. You guys are very good. There's just certain things that I would maybe tweak, like your Instagram. I'd add those service areas in there. Let me go to Zillow. Right, you got reviews. Our last one was, you could probably refresh that. We could probably get another review on here. You guys are doing great on Google, so I would, I wouldn't have an issue with you just going to Zillow and getting a review on there. And again, Zillow has changed the way their process for reviews. It had to match with the sell, it had to match with the property, but now they have optional there that you consult it with the buyer, you consult it with the seller, so it's a little bit easier to get additional reviews on there. But I'd probably update a review on there as well, and just make sure that your listings your solds are all shown and everything there. But overall, very good. You guys are doing awesome here. Let's look up one more. Silva asked, are there services that handle all these online presence that you know of? There are a few. I'll share it with the EOG team, and they can share it with you guys. It's it's hard because you have to charge enough to be able to keep a business like that going. So I know a few people, but I will reach out to the EOG team and get that. I'm going to go back here. And Stacy, I'm going to use you. So I'm going to start here. And again, I'm not in your guys' location, so it's probably not going to filter. Here we go. Stacy, is this you? Let's see. Nope, I would assume that's not you. Yes. Maybe out in California. See, it's kind of hard because I'm not there. This is why it's so important, but this is also a good example why location is so important. I would think you're in Huntington, right? I would assume this is you. Okay, so you can go through, we got reviews, which is awesome. Sold's in there. Last one, again, I'd probably update your reviews. I'd get some more on there because you need a little bit more. Stacey, I'm not sure if you have a Google business profile. It may not be showing because of location, because I'm in Arizona. However, if you don't, highly recommend, I would make that a priority this week when you do your online presence audit to go in and make sure that you get one of those. Super critical. Again, this is why LinkedIn's powerful. The second one, when I do the name, the SEO power behind LinkedIn is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. So highly recommend that you guys make sure to go in there and update those as well. Okay, so you can go through, just make sure these are updated, make sure you have a bio, right? So you're not posting there. I'd recommend posting. If you're posting on one platform, Facebook or something, go ahead and throw it on there as well. But you can go through and edit that. But the biggest piece is I'd make sure that you have your Google business profile. I'll open up to Q&A real quick. I know we only got a couple minutes left, but I really, really want you guys to take the time this week to go through Google yourself, make sure to update your items. And this is a tip that has helped me because I've been an agent since 2016. I've been a sales manager for the #1 team here in Arizona. I've worked with new agents, mid agents, top producing agents. I have empathy for our agent community because there's so much that goes into this. But something that I found very helpful and other agents have loved it is I'll create a folder on my computer or desktop or somewhere, and I'll just put, Justin Taylor branding or branding kit, branding package. And within that folder, I have my most recent bio in a Word document or PDF. I have my most recent headshots. I have a document that has business links, so platforms that I'm on. I have everything that I need. I have company logos, brokerage logos already in there, ready to go. I have my personal logo in there. It's a folder that basically is your digital online platform folder, right? So anything that you in your digital space goes in that folder. So then when it comes time to do your audit and you accidentally missed something last time or it needs to be updated, everything is in one place. Because that's honestly the biggest hassle, is going through and trying to find all this stuff and piece it together. So if you guys create a folder for as your branding kit, I mean, I even go through and have a document for the fonts that I use, right? Color codes that I use, depending on what brokerage you're with. Maybe you need specific color codes. I have that all in one folder, so it makes it a lot easier to go through that process. But I want you guys to set an hour or two aside this week and go through, Google yourself, do an online presence audit. And then each quarter, you got to set time. Go ahead and go to your calendar and schedule out. Each quarter, you can go through and schedule one out. Awesome, Allison. Yes, so Altos market reports, if you guys don't have those yet, reach out to Allison or the EOG team. They will get you set up. They're weekly reports with beautiful graphics that you can take screenshots of or take verbiage from and be able to use those. It's $80 if you go to them directly as an agent, and Escrow Options will sponsor that for you. Any other questions? Now I gave you homework. Who's gonna go through and actually do an audit this week? I'm gonna check in. Any questions before I let you go? It could be about online presence. It could be about anything. Awesome, guys. I really appreciate you joining another one of our trainings. I'll make sure to get this training deck and the audit checklist here to the team so that they can share. You can always reach out to them. And please schedule time to do your online presence audit. It is so critical for your business. And hopefully we will see you in escrow very, very soon. And you can always go to eoguniversity.com to see the next trainings. Otherwise, I hope everyone has an amazing week. Thank you, Patricia, for the kind words. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys very soon. Take care, everyone.